Hi, my friends. So I wanted to do an update. I found a place to stay tonight here in Phoenix, the North Side. It's a little highway area, and so what's really nice about this spot is that it has a lot of semi trucks will park. I know you can't see it tonight, but they park up and down the side of this thing. It's got a great side road that semi truck drivers use, and I've never had a problem. I've used this before a long time ago, about 4 or 5 months ago, and the only thing I like about it, it's like a long drive. So if I'm gonna do anything in Phoenix, I'm like 20 minutes out of Phoenix, so it's a long drive back and forth, and gas, time, money, and all that other thing, right? So thank you for your prayers too, Beth and Jared and some others that have saved place and said, be stuff because I got kicked off that land this morning by two sheriffs waking me up. I'd worked the streets last night for the glory of God till like 5 o'clock. So, and I'd just gotten to sleep, and here he comes knocking on the two sheriffs, come knocking on the window at was it around 8:30 or 9. So I had far to sleep, so I was exhausted. So I had to take a nap this afternoon. But seriously, I want to go back to that just for a moment because here's what bothers me about this is that number one, that's God's land, and we that's the thing is we divide this country, and I don't know if people need their personal property and their personal private areas. I understand that 100%. But the thing is that this is God's country, especially when it's a government. I mean, we're paying all these taxes, and they kicked me off a piece of land that's it's being used by nobody. I'm sure there's nobody there. There's nobody comes up and down the thing. So there again, the government's decided, more control, more this and that. And I mean, it really frustrates me that you can't even use the things that the people pay the taxes for. They even no offense to people who are foresters and stuff like that. We pay all these taxes to, and then you got to pay more money. It's almost like discrimination because when I was broke, I couldn't get on access to some of these national forest lands, God's country, and these things. It should not be. You got to pay taxes for these forests, and you got to pay more just to get access to God's land. Are you kidding me? It makes me want to throw up, my friends. I mean, seriously. I mean, this, so you're using money to see God's country. Really, we can find other ways, and yes, we do need infrastructure, and yes, we got to have the roads maintained, but there's got to be some funds for that. But the fact is that then the access should be free. Are you kidding me? To make it where it's discrimination. We got so many discriminations now. I call it the poor man's discrimination, or the poor lady's discrimination. We've also got spiritual discrimination. You're discriminated against if you have any. I mean, there's discrimination. Talking about black versus white. Let's talk about spiritual discrimination. You mentioned about God, this, and boy, you discriminate. If you're say I'm a Christian, you're going to do this. Even if other religions, I mean, you're going to be discriminated against. There is, and I know they said, well, race, religion, all this, but there is a spiritual, it's beyond religion, discrimination right now. So, anyway, so I want to go back to this individual. How would he feel if I would have knocked on his door, the sheriff, at 5 in the morning, and asked him for his ID and this and that, and they ran a check on me to make sure I wasn't a criminal? See, that's a violation of the Constitution. It's called impediment, and also, there's many Constitution violations that he did that the people, the ladies and gentlemen, died for country for. That it's a freedom movement. He's not allowed to hold me, and the freedom of so it goes on. There's several constitutional rights that he violated even beyond the First Amendments, right? So, and it's also state level rights. So he violated Arizona state rights as well. But see, I'm not going to argue with this because he's going to say, well, you were on government property without a permit. Really? How the hell would I know that? See, you used to say, they said ignorance of the laws is no excuse, but they have passed so many laws that you can't even do anything in this country without breaking the law. I mean, certain parts of the country, you can actually do a jaywalk, or you can actually what's called a circular walking. I've seen it where you can do a diagonal walk across a street. In other ones, you can't. So to understand every law, if you like the tax laws, I mean, that's why they have to have tax counts, because they made that system really nice to tax it and create another whole beast system out of that one. So, but you got even in the criminal law aspects where, and let's not go civilian as well with the divorce case and all that, all these laws. I mean, there is no way you can understand every law that's been passed. See, order, chaos, confusion, beast system, satanic. Oh, you're not going to understand every law, so we can catch you and have you, have a fine or this and that. I mean, seriously, it wants you to puke. and there's different laws per town, cities, ordinances. So if you're traveling across the country, I have to pay attention to what laws are this and that. I mean, for example, some laws you can actually play a keyboard on the street and no issues, right? You can actually play for raising funds. Other ones you can't. You know what I mean? It's clear violation, $500 fine, blah blah blah. And it can be stiff. So I mean, it's just ridiculous, folks. I'm seriously. So anyway, so go back to him. It really frustrated me that, so he's telling me I'm breaking the law, right? And I didn't know the law. I mean, God, I didn't know it was permit required. I thought it was just place to park. Are you kidding me? So, and what else frustrates with that is that he actually comes out and bothers me. He talked to a brother from Boise, Idaho. He said that, I didn't talk about this situation. I just said, yeah, the police came in by. He goes, that's what makes me angry. He said they should be out there catching the drug dealers because I guarantee there's some people doing drugs out of that county, and working on the true criminals versus bothering some guy that they can tell is just sitting there by himself sleeping. Really? And then to rough them up and call them in, and then we wonder why there's this animosity between the officers and civilians, and the civilians and officers. I mean, come on, guys, go do a real job. Go get the baby rapers, the drug dealers, and all this other crap. I'm so tired of them. It's kind of like the low hanging fruit. Oh, there's a guy there. So I'm gonna go bother him and see what the hell he's doing here and give him a rough up about the damn permit. Seriously, how would he feel as a civilian's country, where I've given a lot, and so have you, brothers and sisters, and people die in this country, to come rough me up? I mean, really, I don't think they would have done that in the 70s. These officers got this God complex that think that they're just, you know, they think they're just beyond all everything. And I didn't talk to officers. Said, yeah. So these officers think that they're just gods, and they can just do whatever the hell they want, without in disrespect to you and this. And that was disrespectful for him to do that. He knew he was a nice guy. Damn disrespectful. You mean? I ought to go knock on his damn door at night and say, I want to make sure you're a citizen. You can actually do things as a citizen, by the way. You can check for badge. So I'd go knock on his damn door tonight and say, hey, I want to make sure that you're actually a sheriff. You know what I mean? Wake him up in the morning. Say, I want to make sure that you're a sheriff and do some validation here, bud. Hey, are you licensed to be a sheriff? I mean, really? The mockery. Seriously, I should do this. Go knock on his damn door and bother him. And it makes you nervous because you know how these officers can arrest you for anything. I've been roughed up. I've been thrown in the back of their vehicles for doing nothing. No, seriously, it goes on and on. It makes me frustrated. So anyway, so I found a new place. So thank you for your prayers, Silverview, and also Beth. I'm not going to call you on this video, but I am going to look into that Florida thing offer about going to Florida. So if anybody's in the Florida area, I might be heading there. But it might be a few weeks because I'm thinking I need to go kind of northeast and north for a bit, and then it'll probably be maybe 3 or 4 weeks minimum before I get to Florida. But I will look in there. Florida is a whole. See, every time I move, it's a whole new game. So I have to make sure I know where I'm at, and there are places to stay without being bothered by sheriff, or police, and how far is the commute in and out of to the major cities. And so it takes a lot of planning and organization to get an idea. Usually, so if you're ever traveling, you gotta plan ahead. Have your route and know where you're going to be, and is it a place where you have cell signal? Is it safe spot? Are you going to have issues there? Are you going to deal with a druggy part of town? You have to use angels all the time. I mean, it goes on and on, right? Does it have other options where you can sleep in a Walmart? See, some Walmarts you can't. Home Depots, yes, no. How the police officers there, are they're cracking down on anybody that looks homeless and just beating the crap out of them, things like this. So, that's one thing too. That's why this whole thing is about actually a tip. I want to tell you there is a tip that most traveling vehicled homeless know, that never stay past 8 o'clock. There's when I made a mistake. Every time I stay past 8 o'clock in a spot, you will have issues. Somebody's going to call it in, call you in because they've woken up, or the police are on their duty at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're looking to be a jerk to somebody, right? I'm serious. This is jerkish. So be careful. So you want to. There's always a rule. Leave the place like you came. Clean up after, so that way if you have to go there again, then you're not going to get in trouble for leaving trash, and you shouldn't trash the place anyway. And then number two is always leave by 8 o'clock. Early if you can. 8 o'clock. Boy, that's a cutoff window. Even if you end up sleeping in a let's say a truck stop, or some states will let you temporarily sleep overnight on their in those rest areas. But Do not stay past 8 usually. And I was, because I told you I got in late last night. I didn't debate last night, so I should have stayed in the Walmart parking lot. I was going to, but I thought, well, I'll be safer. We'll have to deal with garbage, noise, this and that, and have to, well, as late night in the morning, so 9 or 10 o'clock, you have a lot of noise, people driving by, and, all this other stuff. So I did make a mistake. That is a tip. 8 o'clock. Get out of there. Now, I have been bothered by police and sheriff at 2 and 3 in the damn morning, which is another rude one. How do I say, I just get to sleep at 2 or 3, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang on the window, and it scares you, because you don't know if it's, they talk about them being nervous. I don't know if it's a druggie. I don't know if it's a gang. I don't know if some gun's going to rob me. I mean, seriously, banging on your damn window. It's rude. So that's another tip, is that, most of the time, I had those, but usually the rule is, you'll be fine until 8 o'clock in the morning. Uh, Another tip too is, if you're in a cold area, you want to make sure that you don't leave too much fog on the window, because then they say, oh, they can see from a distance. Oh, there's somebody sleeping. They left. They can see the moisture on the window, so it can bother you. I'm not kidding you. So some almost leave the window cracked or something else, just to make sure that you're not leaving any vapor trails to look that they can see you and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. You have to play this whole game, this cat and mouse game with the officers. Just leave the people alone. Just leave them alone. Damn it. It's really, go do something besides bother. Innocent homeless. They call it homeless. They're just traveling man. I'm seriously. That's why we're in such a damn mess. Okay. So now another reason, another thing I want to bring. What is it? There's something else I want to tell you about this. Uh, I'm not sure. Well, you just learn the game, and I'm just worn out. So you don't realize there is actually a lot of work involved in being on the road and traveling. It does. I mean, it just wears you out. Like even here now, I got to worry about, because it has a bunch of little rats and rodents. I should take some of my spray again, spray underneath. I take Febreze and shove it, spray the wiring down so they don't chew my wires off. They will chew wires, and I'll be in $600 damage. A transmission wire gets chewed, or some other wire. Or they chew out a light wire, and I won't see it. And the police officer pulled me over, and I'd get in trouble for that one, right? It's always something. So, but anyway, and that's the thing is, when you, like I said, when you move into a different area, you got to get used to the people, different type of situation. Usually what I try to do is I try to build alliance or get some local phone numbers from people immediately, so I can call if I need help or this and that. But I tell you what, you're not going to have help from most people. Nuh-uh. No, I've collected numbers called, hey man, I got a flat tire. Well, I can't help you. That happens all the time. And to be honest, I've lost some phone numbers. I had several in Flagstaff and Phoenix here. But like even here, I get the mayor's phone number, his cell phone, which is rare. He gave it to me directly, but you think I'm going to call him for an issue? Most I won't. But it does give me a political, what's called reverence power, because now I can, talk to officers. Hey, yeah, Donald, yeah, this, I can talk to him, and I mean, the whole thing's a drama. So anyway, what else was I going to tell you about? I thought I had some other tips about this whole situation. I don't know. Well, anyway. Oh, well, that's about it. Yeah. One thing I was just going to tell you, ice is always, when it's hot like this, is I'm always, you know, having to get some free ice, right? So what I do is, this is another crazy, simple tip I'm sure you think about. Just go to the convenience store, every gas station. Bring your own cup, though. It's just a nice, clean cup. Always carry a nice, large cup. I'll just walk in the front door and say, hey, can I get some ice or ice and water? And they always say yes. But if you don't bring your own cup, that'll be 48 cents, or no, no, they don't give any free ice or water out. I've had places too, you brought your own cup and they're like, no, bud, no free water. I like, you kidding me? Well, I'm not doing business with you, you evil beast ones. I mean, I've had that one. It's you kidding me? But most times, Circle K, just they don't care. They say, hey, that's fine, just go ahead. You know what I mean? So they're nice. Yeah, nice. But I've had a Circle K where a lady wouldn't even give me a complimentary cup of water. And I know it was a Exxon Mobil station. Yeah, which really frustrated me, because I'm like, it's gas money I've given them. They can't even give me a glass of water for free. That's wrong, right? And it's almost even biblical. I told somebody one time, I said, geez, man, I was in one place, threw a fit in the gas station because I didn't have a cup, and I needed water, and they didn't want to give me water. The lady's like, I'm not giving you water. And I said, you're kidding me. This guy finally said, I said, I'm not Jesus Christ, but my goodness. I said, this is ridiculous. So you can't get water in this world? And this guy stood behind me and says, I'll buy you water. and he grabbed some and bought it for me immediately. That was nice of that gentleman, right? I said, geez, this place is a mess. But anyway, all right. So you got to hang in there, boy. We got a mess. This earth, this reality, this whole transitional thing. I'm telling you. By the way, I'm going to do another video, some important stuff coming up about more truth in the reality. It goes beyond the Christian Bible. And it's no offense to the Lord or the Father or the Creator, this and that. I'm sure that they'll let me know if it's inappropriate. But I want to talk about the resets. There's been many resets. Also part of the Mandela effect, a ton of resets. That our history is completely a lie. Oh my goodness. We think maybe one of the last resets was even the Civil War. There's theory about that. They said World War II, there may have been a reset in World War II that we weren't aware of. Certain parts of the world, right? But there's also the mud flood, and there's other ones, huge resets. The flood was one of the big ones that reset by back with Noah's Ark, huge one, right? So this next reset's going to be massive. Even Atlantis was a big reset, okay, by your creator or creators and your God and your controllers, right, and angels. They did a huge one. So we have another reset coming. You know this. Now the thing that I'm hoping for is that most of these resets have shoved man back in time, mankind to where they had to rebuild and lost a lot of knowledge and this and that, right? But this one I think is a final reset for a good earth and peace, in that we'll learn how to combine technology to with the spirituality of the emerging of those two. That's my understanding, but I don't know the facts on that one. Where we'll have clean air, clean energy, fuel efficiencies, but in a way that's balanced versus just as a completely 1% artificial world, right? That will finally, that your creator will create a balance between these two. Hopefully so, right? So that's what we think. But anyway, all right. God bless and love you all.